Ty never expected Lou to stop him. Not like this. Not with words so calm, and yet so powerful that they froze him where he stood. In that quiet moment at Heartland, one sentence changed everything, and Ty's life would never move the same way again. The morning at Heartland feels heavier than usual. The air is still, almost holding its breath. Ty stands near the barn, his hands busy, but his mind far away. He tightens a strap that doesn't need tightening. He checks his bag again, even though everything is already packed. Every small movement feels like a way to avoid thinking about what comes next. He tells himself, this is the right choice. Leaving always feels easier than staying when the weight becomes too much. If he goes now, he won't have to see the looks in their eyes. He won't have to explain the things he doesn't even understand himself. He won't have to answer questions that don't have simple answers. The ranch around him feels quiet, but not peaceful. The kind of quiet that presses against your chest. The house behind him holds memories he's trying not to touch. Amy's steady strength, Lyndy's small laughter. All the moments that make leaving hurt more than staying ever could. Ty reaches for the truck door. His hand pauses there, just for a second. He tells himself not to look back. If he looks back, he might stay. And staying means facing things he's been running from for far too long. That's when he hears his footsteps behind him. Not rushed, not angry, just steady. Lou's voice cuts through the silence, calm but firm. She doesn't call his name right away. She doesn't need to. Ty knows exactly who it is. He feels it before he turns around. That familiar sense that someone sees him more clearly than he wants to be seen. He straightens, preparing himself. He expects questions. He expects frustration, maybe even anger. What he doesn't expect is the quiet strength in Lou's eyes. When he finally turns to face her, she looks at him for a long moment, like she's choosing her words carefully. Like she knows that whatever she says next can't be taken back. Ty shifts his weight, uncomfortable. He's ready to defend his choice. Ready to explain why this has to happen, but Lou speaks before he can. And in that instant, Ty feels the sense that this isn't just a conversation. This is the moment before everything changes. Ty tells himself he's strong enough to handle this alone. He's said it 100 times in his head. Strength means not breaking. Strength means not dragging the people you love into your storms. But standing there at the edge of the ranch, he realizes how tired he is of being strong. Every step he has planned feels heavy. Not because he doubts the road ahead, but because of what he's leaving behind. Heartland isn't just a place. It's a mirror. It reflects everything he's been trying not to face. The mistakes he still carries. The words he never said. The promises he made when life felt simpler. Ty keeps his eyes forward. Because if he lets himself think about Amy, everything falls apart. Amy has always seen through him. She knows when he's hurting, even when he smiles. Lately, he's been avoiding her questions, answering with silence instead of truth. Not because he doesn't trust her, but because he's afraid of what will happen if he finally lets her in. And then there's Lyndy. That's the thought he pushes down the hardest. Lyndy's small hands, her innocent questions, the way she looks at him, like he's her safe place. Ty believes that if he leaves now, he's protecting her from his uncertainty, from the danger of his choices, from the fear that never fully leaves him. But deep down, he knows that's only part of the truth. The real truth is harder. Ty is afraid of staying and failing. Afraid of waking up one day and realizing he wasn't enough. Afraid that love, no matter how strong, can't fix everything that's broken inside him. Leaving feels like control. Staying feels like risk. He exhales slowly, his jaw tight. He tells himself that people will understand, that Amy is strong enough, that Lou will manage, that Heartland will survive without him, just like it always has. But as those thoughts settle, something inside him twists, because no matter how many reasons he gives himself, one truth refuses to stay quiet. Running doesn't make the pain disappear. It only carries it forward. Lou has faced crisis her whole life. Business failures, family fights, loss that left no room to breathe. She knows when to push and she knows when to wait. And right now, she doesn't need to chase Ty or block his path. She only needs to stand still. She watches him the way only family can, reading the tension in his shoulders. The way his hands curl into fists when he thinks no one is looking. Lou understands this kind of silence. It's the silence people wear when they're pretending they're fine. When she finally speaks, her voice is calm, not sharp, not emotional. That's what makes it impossible to ignore. She doesn't ask him where he's going. She already knows. Instead, she talks about what she sees, about the way he's been pulling away, about the unfinished conversations, about how the ranch feels different when someone is already halfway gone. Ty shifts, uncomfortable. He opens his mouth to explain, but Lou lifts her hand slightly, not to stop him, but to ask for a moment. Just one moment of honesty. Lou steps closer, close enough that Ty can't escape into distance or distraction. Her words are measured, chosen with care. She reminds him that leaving isn't always about roads or trucks or packed bags. Sometimes it starts long before that, with silence, with missed dinners, with answers that never come. She tells him that everyone at Heartland feels it. Amy feels it most of all. Not because she's weak, but because she's been carrying everything without asking for help. Lou's voice tightens just enough to show that this matters, that she's not speaking as a manager or a sister or someone in charge. She's speaking as family. Ty looks away, his chest tightening. This isn't the confrontation he prepared for. There's no anger to fight against, no blame to push back, just truth laid out quietly in front of him. Lou finishes her thought and lets the silence return. She doesn't fill it. She lets it stretch, knowing that sometimes silence does more work than words ever could. And in that space, Ty feels at the first crack in the wall he's been hiding behind. Lou takes a slow breath before she speaks again. This time, her eyes don't leave Ty's face. There's no anger in them, no judgment. Only a quiet certainty that tells him she's about to say something he won't be able to forget. She tells him that walking away doesn't erase the pain, it just hands it to someone else. Her voice stays steady, but every word lands heavy. She says Amy has been holding things together with a smile that hides too much. That strength doesn't mean she isn't hurting. It means she's learned how to suffer quietly. Ty's body stiffens. He wants to interrupt, to defend Amy, to say she's stronger than Lou thinks. But Lou is already ahead of him. She tells him Amy isn't weak, and that's exactly why this hurts her more. Because she never asks anyone to stay. She just hopes they will. Then Lou mentions Lyndy. Not loudly, not dramatically, just her name, spoken softly. That's when Ty stops breathing. Lou says that Lyndy doesn't understand goodbyes yet, but she understands absence. She understands when someone she loves isn't there. And one day, she will ask why. Lou's voice tightens for the first time, not from anger, but from truth. She says that children don't remember reasons. They remember who showed up. Ty's feet feel rooted to the ground. The keys in his hand suddenly feel heavier than they did a moment ago. The road he planned to take now feels far away, almost unreal. Lou delivers the line that changes everything. She tells him that leaving might feel brave, but staying is daring. And letting people see you struggle is the hardest kind of courage there is. Ty's shoulders drop. His grip loosens. For the first time, he doesn't look like a man ready to run. He looks like someone who has been seen straight through. The silence that follows is thick and unkind. It doesn't rush to comfort him. It just waits. And Ty realizes that no matter where he goes, these words will follow him. For a long moment, Ty doesn't say anything. His mouth opens, then closes again. The words he's carried for weeks feel too heavy to shape. His chest rises and falls slower now, like he's trying to steady something that's finally slipping out of control. He turns away, just slightly. Not to leave, but to breathe. His hand comes up to his face, rubbing his jaw, a small habit he's had since he was young. When he finally speaks, his voice is lower, rough around the edges. He admits he's tired. Tired of always being the strong one. Tired of pretending that fear doesn't live somewhere deep inside him. Ty says he didn't want Amy to see him like this. He didn't want Lyndy growing up watching him struggle. wondering if her father knew what he was doing. He thought that if he stepped back, if he disappeared for a while, things would be easier for them. Safer. The words sound weak even to him as he says them out loud. He admits that staying scares him more than leaving ever could. Staying means facing the chance that love might not be enough, that he could still fail, no matter how hard he tries. Leaving felt like a way to pause the pain, to breathe without disappointing anyone. Lou doesn't interrupt. She lets him talk, lets the truth spill out without correction. Ty's voice breaks for just a second when he says he doesn't know how to fix what feels broken. He doesn't know how to be everything they need him to be. When he finishes, the silence feels different now. Not sharp, not accusing. Just honest. Ty looks up at Lou, his eyes unguarded for the first time. He isn't asking for permission to leave anymore. He's asking something much harder. What if staying isn't enough? The question hangs between them, unanswered. And for the first time, Ty doesn't move toward the road. He stays right where he is, waiting. Lou takes a step closer, not to pressure Ty, but to meet him where he is. Her voice softens now, losing any edge it once had. This isn't about stopping him anymore. This is about telling him the truth she's held back for too long. She tells him that no one at Heartland ever expected him to be perfect. Not Amy, not Lyndy, not even her. They needed him present, not unbreakable. She says that strength doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from staying when the answers are unclear. Lou admits that she's made mistakes of her own. She's walked away before, believing distance would make things easier. It never did. It only created silence where love should have been. Her words aren't meant to teach him a lesson. They're meant to reach him. She reminds Ty that Amy chose him knowing exactly who he is. Not the hero. Not the fixer. Just the man who shows up, even when he's unsure. And Lyndy doesn't need a father who never fails. She needs one who comes back, who stays, who lets her see what trying looks like. Lou's voice trembles just slightly when she says, "This isn't about guilt. It's about trust. Trusting the people who love you to walk through the hard parts with you instead of being shut out." She finishes with one quiet truth. Running doesn't protect the people you love. Being there does. Lou steps back, giving Ty space again. She's said what needed to be said. Whatever he chooses now will be real. Ty swallows hard, his eyes fixed on the ground. But he doesn't reach for the keys. He doesn't look toward the road. He stays. The ranch is quiet again, but it no longer feels empty. Ty stands where he is, the weight of Lou's words settling deep inside him. Nothing around him has changed, yet everything feels different. The road is still there. The truck is still waiting, but the pull it had on him is gone. Lou doesn't wait for an answer. She knows better than to demand one. Some decisions need time to breathe. She turns and walks back toward the house, trusting that what she said was enough. That trust stays with Ty long after she's gone. Ty looks around the ranch, really looks this time. The barn doors, the open fields, the place where Lyndy laughs when she runs too fast. The spot where Amy always stands when she's worried but trying not to show it. These aren't chains holding him back. They're reasons to stay. He takes the keys from his pocket and closes his hand around them. Then slowly he lowers his arm. The sound they make as they settle is soft. Almost nothing, but it feels louder than any goodbye. Ty exhales deeper than before. Staying doesn't mean the fear is gone. It doesn't mean everything is suddenly fixed. It just means he's choosing not to face it alone. For the first time in a long while, he turns back toward the house instead of the road. Each step feels uncertain, but also real, honest, brave in a way running never was. Sometimes it only takes one conversation to change a future. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is stay.